So, Don Brothers episode 8 might be my favourite episode that's aired so far since the show began, because this episode was fantastic. From a story perspective, from characters interacting, to characters' motivation, and how it all tied together at the end, building up towards things that are probably going to be in the end game or pay off later down the line in the show. So, let's talk about Don Brothers episode 8. So one thing I really enjoyed about this episode is the character interactions we got. One of them was between Kiji brother and Inu brother, where we kind of learned more about them and how they have something in common, which is someone they love and want to protect. And we see a darker side of Kiji brother at the end of the episode, where he doesn't want anyone to hurt his wife and he'll go through any means to keep her safe. And we're going to talk about that later on in the episode, or later on in the review. And then you had Momotaro meeting Sanoi, the blue enemy, or the blue general guy, and this is sort of their first time meeting each other unmorphed. And there's a really good scene in this episode where they both save some people from a burning building, and there's this really good fake out moment in the episode where they both morph, they both transform to save the people, and you have this scene where they're running back and you think they're going to bump into each other morphed, but that's not the case. When they bump into each other, they're unmorphed and they sort of nod their heads at each other and they save the day. But not only that, you sort of see Sanoi talking to Momotaro, saying how he says greed is going to destroy the human race. And Momotaro says, you might be right after all. And another interesting character interaction we got was between Inu brother and Kiji brother, where they sort of meet each other and they talk about their lovers and it's something they've got in common. And Kiji brother invites Inu brother back to his home to have a meal, a home-cooked meal. And everyone's had this theory for a while. A couple of people have had this theory in my comment section where they think that Miho, Kiji brother's wife, is actually Inu brother's lover as well, because it's the same actress. And you get some really good fake outs where everywhere Inu brother goes, he keeps thinking he's seeing his lover when really it's not. So I'm hoping we get that explained later down the line, and you think these characters are going to meet, but that doesn't happen due to the shenanigans in the episode with the monster of the week, or the bad guy of the week, which was a really cool scene. But I do love the interactions that Kiji brother and Inu brother had, where Kiji brother says, oh, let me show you my wife, here's a happy photo, and Inu brother's like, nah, I don't want to see her, because I'm probably going to meet her eventually in person, so why not see a photo? And I do like that moment where it's sort of delaying these two characters meeting, because like everyone says, they look so similar. Everyone's going to be wondering what Inu brother's reaction is going to be when he meets Miho. So, this episode had an interesting bad guy of the week, which was some crazy serial killer, obsessed with hair guy that likes to draw people and kidnaps people. And there was a really funny, goofy gag at the start of the episode where Oni's sister is working at the cafe and she thinks that the weird, creepy guy is drawing her, but really it's Kaito, it's variant Kaito, so she gets kind of offended in the episode, which got a laugh out of me, because the guy's obsessed with people with long hair. And eventually, he ends up kidnapping Miho, Kiji brother's wife, and there's this really cool moment where she offers to cut his hair, and it's a badass moment as well, where he cuts his hair, but in that moment where she cuts his hair, she uses it to restrain his arms and tie him up, which was a really badass moment. But in this episode, we also see a darker side of Kiji brother at the end of the episode, where he'll go through any length to protect his lover. And what he does at the end of the episode is kind of fucked up, but he sort of justifies his reason because he wants to protect Miho. So at the end of the episode, they fight the monster of the week, and Momotaro is about to use the finishing move, which I gotta talk about the Momotaro fight with Sanoi, because that was a really cool fight, because we got to see the Ryusoulger Alter being used and a bunch of Don brother changes or Alter changes, which was really cool as well. I think he jumped between Zoolger, Lupin Ranger, and Pata Ranger. That was really cool. Some really cool fight scenes in that moment. But we also got to see the Ryusoulger Alter, like I mentioned earlier, and it looks really cool. I mean, it's Turamiga that he gets to ride, and you get the fake out where it's smaller than it looks, which it always gets a laugh out of me with how it zooms around really fast. So that was cool. But when Don Momotaro is about to finish off the monster of the week and sort of use his blaster to sort of purify it, Kiji brother pushes Momotaro out of the way, so he misses the shot, which lets Senoi finish off the monster of the week, killing it. So the good guys don't get a win in this episode, and when the Kira Major Gear appears in the cafe in front of Kaido, Kaido's got this like distraught look on his face, like he knew that something bad happened, like he knew that the bad guys got a win this time. But at the end of the episode, when all is well, you see Kiji brother making breakfast for his wife. He has this moment where he sits down and he says, "I won't let anyone hurt you, no matter what length I have to go through to protect you." And he's got this big smirk on his face, and that's where the episode ends. Yeah, that was Donbrothers episode 8, and like I said at the start of the review, this was a solid episode, and what sold me on it was the character interactions we got between the different cast of characters meeting each other, such as Momotaro meeting Senoi. You had Inu brother meeting the chick that I get her name wrong. It's like Sonononoi? I don't know what it is. Someone tell me how to pronounce it in the comments, please, so I stop messing that up. But you had, like I said, you had Kiji brother and Inu brother meeting, and they had some really great interactions because they've got something in common, and no doubt about it, that's going to have some payoff later with how similar the actresses look, because it's the same person. But like I said, you had characters meeting and sort of learning off one another, which was really great in this episode. And then, like I said, you saw the darker side of Kiji brother at the end of the episode, where you know this guy's a nice guy, a nice wholesome guy, but to protect his lover, to protect someone he cares about, he will go through anything he can to keep her safe. And I do wonder, later on in the show, will she get affected by the monster of the week symptoms, which probably might happen, no doubt about it. It does happen in shows like these, but what length will he have to go through to protect her? Will he be able to save her? That is the question, and that's what I can't wait to see later down the line. But next week is going to be the Robotaro form making its debut, the red one. I don't know about the others, but I'm excited for that. But not only that, Senkaija Black is going to play another role in the episode, which should be great as well. But Donbrothers, I'm still having a lot of fun watching, I'm still having a lot of fun reviewing, and what did you guys think of the episode? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. With that said, I'm bringing this video to a close. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful day or night. Special thanks to all the members such as Swagger4 and Andrew McCoyle. If you want to get your name shouted out like these guys over here, hit the join button or become a Patreon supporter for special perks on the channel. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful day or night. Bye.